Hello. You are so powerful. You are powerful beyond measure. You are powerful beyond the measure of your mind and your doubts and your beliefs and your restrictions. You are a magical being. I was writing about this in my novel. It's a chapter called Magical Beingness, and it's about one of the characters who has been given unlimited freedom and learning how to be and experience the world in unlimited freedom and to create from that place. And it's not easy because we have a mind, because we have conditioning, because we have learned that it's different. It's hard to remember. So today I wanted to talk about that, tell you you are powerful, remind myself that I am powerful, and share a few stories that happened in the past few days to exemplify that, and to know that all this range of experience on the whole spectrum, to be completely in flow and to be completely, not completely, but out of flow, are all proofs that you are powerful and that you are creating. And from that realization onwards, then you can create with intention, with deliberation, and start learning how to play with the energies instead of being a victim of them, instead of being used by them, instead of just thinking you have no power, because you are so empowered. All right, so where do we start? We start with the incredible flow story that happened to me last week. And to preface that, I do want to say that I have a new astrological pattern, apparently, according to the Abvi pattern, that it's called spiritual alignment, I think, and it's saying that I am in flow. I am in constant flow with the world, or the world is in constant flow with me. And it started a few days ago, and I really truly believe that. So it's just I'm prefacing that just to say that my mind was attuned to the idea that I was in perfect flow and that I could make choices to see how aligned and how in flow I could be. I'm not saying that to say that you have to wait for this pattern to be true, because I actually believe that once you tell your mind that it is so all the time, it can be so all the time. It's not defined by astrology, and you can transcend wherever you are astrologically or whatever system you use. You can transcend it by using your inner voice, your intuition, your soul voice. At least that's what I believe. So, little muff here want to join. So, that happened. Also, to preface it, I had seen a couple of days ago that there was a exhibition happening, a painting exhibition. I saw it passing through the bus about Orkney Island, and I'm really interested in Orkney. I have been there, I love them, and yeah, and I've been saying that I've wanted to go to visit the museum for months, I think. Always like seeing exhibition and thinking, oh, I should go there, but actually never making it. So this, and then what else? Yes, I applied to a program for writers, which would be to be a writer in a residence within a museum. So it's just little tidbits that happened before the event, little seeds planted in my mind for me to open and to follow the flow. So just to say that, I think it's going to be a long video. So yeah, let's go with the examples. So I woke up on Friday morning And I knew I wanted to write, to get back into my writing, but I also wanted to follow the flow and let it bring me where it wanted, because I was starting to experience flow in a very powerful way, and I was just open, like, okay, inner voice, intuition, tell me where is the best place for me to be to write this morning. Is it at home? Is it at the library? Is it at a coffee shop? Wherever that is, the studio, my writing studio where I am right now, I'll just follow. Whatever happens, I'll follow. And I was reading a book about the impact of arts on the brain, and the question was in my mind, but I wasn't focusing on it. I was just waiting for the answer to fall on me. And I was reading all about the arts and the impact on the brain and going to the museum and this kind of things. So you see how the universe is working in very tiny little clues and like putting them, placing them for you to see if you open your eyes. And at some point, the energies lined up. I was finishing my tea and my breakfast, and I realized, ooh, I have to go to that museum I saw a few days ago, and I have to go right there. Which is, I've never done this, I've never wrote in a museum. I don't know that museum, I had no idea, it was completely out of the blue. But my heart started to burn, and I knew it was true, even though I didn't know how or why, or yeah, it was weird, but I decided to follow. And despite all the questioning about it, so I got ready and I took my time. I wasn't in a rush. Often when I follow the flow, I can be very much in a rush to like get there and not miss the thing. But I was like, okay, I'm going writing at the museum, sure. So I got ready, or finished getting ready, and then I started walking towards the museum, and it's quite far. Probably takes me 45 minutes walk. I didn't take the bus, weirdly. It wasn't that sunny, but I just walk and listen to a podcast, and it's gonna be cool. So I did. And as I got to the museum, I was like, okay, let's see where I find a seat. Whatever happened, I'm just excited and open, and it's the unknown, but I'm quite excited to see what happens. So I come into this tiny room about this exhibit. So it's at, I don't even know the name of the museum, I'm sorry. It's in Edinburgh, it's about Orkney, it's until the 2nd of March, it's called Orcadia, and there are paintings by Sam Clark, which are wonderful. So if you're around, please go there. I'm sure you'll find information somewhere, or I can put the information down below. And I get into this dining room, and my first reflection is, there are no seats and there is no way for me to write here. So I don't know what I'm doing here, but let's see. And the second thought, in a few seconds, there was a woman standing there watching a painting. I was seeing her back and her kid, and I knew who it was straight away. My gut told me it's Amy Liptrot. Amy Liptrot is the writer of the Outrun, and also I think she wrote the screenplay for the film that came out recently with Saoirse Ronan. And her book is actually partly set in Orkney, so quite fun. She doesn't live in Edinburgh, and yeah, that was my thought. And I panicked. And I went to Google to check what she looked like, to not like talk to a random person. And then I panicked some more, thinking, why did the inner voice bring me there at this exact moment? What am I supposed to do with this moment? Like, what's happening? Amy Liptrot is a very important person in my writing journey and in my healing journey too. I found the book quite early on in my healing journey. It's about addiction, alcoholism, addiction, and healing with swimming in cold waters and nature in Orkney. And yeah, I was very inspired by this memoir. I bought it in Paris. I brought it with me here. I think Orkney is very important for me too. And yeah, I I even did like a case study on it in my screenwriting course. I went to see the film. I loved the film. It's been really like, yeah, if there was one writer that inspired me recently, it would be her. And now I was in the same room with her and I didn't know what to say. So I breathed through and asked my universe what I was supposed to do. And I just went to talk to her with releasing the outcome and thinking there is nothing for me to do there, but just say hi. And I did, and I was completely awkward and shy and weird and didn't say anything that I wanted to say, and it was so weird. I let her get on with her visit. I went on with my visit, really enjoyed the paintings, moved on to another room, and then a few minutes later, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I have no idea, came out of the building at the exact moment she was leaving with her son. I was behind her, she didn't see me. And she told me in that short interaction that she was here for the day, and I happened to meet her in the Orkney room. So talk about perfect flow, synchronization. A few days ago, I had given away the book, the Outrun, just cleaning up and moving on from that phase of my life, and the book was also very moldy, so I just gave it away. And I stumbled upon her. And of course, I wondered, like, what was the point of this flow meeting? What happened? Why? And, you know, I was thinking, oh, all these people, the spiritual teachers would tell you, oh yeah, I got into flow and then I met Deepak Chopra and it changed my life and I could go on my path and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And of course I was attached to, well, was it supposed to be my moment? Was I supposed to have a great, wonderful conversation with this writer? Was I supposed to do anything? Did I do anything wrong? And I calmed down and I realized, no, it was just for me to experience the perfect flow, to be delighted and surprised and enchanted by the perfect flow, to see what was possible, to see how powerful I was, to see that when you listen to your inner voice all the time, you get to live magical moments, and these opportunities will come and come again, and you don't have to attach to the outcome of one specific thing. It's a treasure hunt. You just gotta flow and flow and flow some more. So from then on, I just sat in a coffee shop, completely stunned and delighted, and wrote a chapter that was in process, that was all about flow. So that was great. So that was incredible. That was just like, wow. Thank you, universe, thank you, life. I loved it. I did write to the writer to apologize for my weird awkwardness, and that was that. And it was beautiful, and it's a beautiful memory, and it's a beautiful story of flow that I wanted to share with you, and I'm sure that I will keep on sharing and delight people around with. And yeah, so that was the massive, beautiful flow. And there's been, in the past few days, different smaller flow, like tiny things, like knowing that I would get the perfect seat at a coffee shop with my friends and getting it, picking up dry cleaning and not knowing when it would be ready, but letting ourselves flow to what was needed, so we would arrive in perfect timing instead of wasting time and asking when is it ready and just waiting around. So those small things. And then there are the moments where flow is here, where inner voice is telling you things and you miss out on them. So recently, and we will talk about that some more, I think, but I had a head lice crisis, which, you know, this is terrible. I went to IKEA with my love and we came back with head lice, and yeah, so that was a whole thing, and I'm sure we'll talk about it because that's quite a big spiritual crisis, I would say. So yeah, head lice. Anyways, I was still dealing with that, and you know, it takes a lot of combing and and especially with my hair, combing and like sorting and sifting and products and shampoos and cleaning everything and just to get rid of all the things. So it took us a while, and I just wanted to do a last cleanup of my hair, I guess. And so I went to the shop to get some new bottle of things, and my inner voice stopped me at the section to buy I don't know what it's called, a bonnet, well, something like that, but for the shower. And I don't have that, never use that, and I was just like, why would I get that? So I didn't. And then my eyes laid upon the section with the right product, but my partner had told me, no, you have to go to that section, blah blah blah. So I went all around the shop and never found the place where he told me it was. So in kind of giving up, I went to the place where my inner voice saw it, and I grabbed this bottle as the only option. And turned out it was a bottle where you didn't have to comb through, where you just have to put the product on your hair, put a bonnet on top of your hair, which I didn't have, but that's okay, and wait for 8 hours for the products to do its work. And you know, that's the easiest, smoothest, less difficult way to get rid of a head lice. And we might have liked finding that out earlier. It would have saved us hours and hours and hours of combing, possibly. But also it was at the right time, the right product at the right time. And yeah, so I partly didn't get the right product, and partly did. So that's a hit and miss. But it's also a knowing that the knowing was there. My inner voice told me, and I chose not to listen. So in that moment, I was powerful too. And last story. This morning, I get ready to go to the studio. I haven't been in a week. And yeah, I was excited. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be writing, I'm gonna be working on my manuscript proposal, I'm gonna watch some courses about manuscript proposal that I have to finish, and it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I was getting ready, getting excited. And then a tiny thought came into my head. And the thought was, oh, why do I have to go so far? Universe, why don't I have yet the wonderful flat with the studio in it? Why do I have to cross town? This is so annoying. Why do I have to get ready? Why do I have to prepare lunch and tea and just bring all my stuff? And why can't all my stuff be in one place? This is so annoying in a voice. See the shift? The self-sabotage? I was excited for flow. I knew things were going to happen. I knew it was going to be cool. I was going to have some time. It was going to be awesome. And for reasons that my mind is not ready to accept so much flow in life and so much beauty and so much abundance and so much time and so much creativity, it sabotaged me because it didn't believe it was true. So I started thinking these things, still got ready. It took me a while to get ready, for some reason, because I was thinking these thoughts, I guess, and self-sabotaging in the process. And so I went out to take the bus with all my things, and there's only one bus to come here, and it said it's gonna take 16 minutes to get here. That doesn't happen. Sometimes it's late, maximum wait 12 minutes, but that was weird. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk. That has happened before. I'll walk to the next stop and then the bus will be here. And the bus was never here. In the end, it took 30 minutes to get there, and I arrived, as I said, an hour later. And still I found back the flow, but what happened there, what I believed happened, is I created the unflow because my mind was freaking out. My mind wasn't ready for so much flow, so much time, so much happiness. And it's something I'm gonna have to keep working with, and it's something we all have to keep working with. But in that, in just a switch of energy, of vibration, of thoughts, of emotions, I created an all other reality. And there's no way for me to prove that if I had come out earlier and there would have be no bus problems and there would be unflow. But in my experience, when things are not flowing, I go inside, I put some music on and I find a place to rest in myself, and I ask myself, what's going on? Why is this happening in my world? What do I have to work out? And I work it out within myself, and usually the situation solves itself. So yeah, I wanted to share that even when things don't work out, you are a powerful creator. So from that, can you learn to outrun your mind? Can you learn to flow with your inner voice? Can you choose your inner voice in the unknown without knowing where it's going to lead you, why it's leading you somewhere? Can you take the messages they give you with a grain of salt, knowing that it's not exactly how it's told to you, because it's told to you so you do the thing. For example, for me to get to the museum, my inner voice had to tell me write at the museum. I didn't get to write at the museum, but I wouldn't have gone if inner voice had told me just go to the museum. I wanted to write. So can you trust what is said? Can you follow what is said? And also not attached to the outcome of a magic unfolding, because it's just a little clue, a little sprinkle, a little delight on the way to more. There's no like universe is giving you this because then you're gonna get this thing and it's gonna solve all your life problems, because that's a very mental, linear way of seeing things. That's a very mindy way. I'm gonna do this to linearly get this. Whereas in a quantum field, in the soul, inner voice, intuition world, things are circular, things are spirally, things happen at the same time, things happen for no reason, things happen for a reason that you don't understand, things happen for a reason that perhaps you will understand one day, and that's okay. Can you sink deep into the joy of being and playing in this reality? So yeah, that's what I've got for you today. I wish you a wonderful day of flow, and yeah, maybe play with it as an experiment. It doesn't have to be forever. It can be forever, but you can tell yourself, well, this week, this weekend, this day, this hour, this next 15 minutes, I'm just playing, I'm just seeing, I'm just letting it unfold. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon about all these subjects. I'm gonna get back to writing, I guess. We'll see what the flow unfolds. Thanks, bye.